What is going on? Welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to reveal all of my retirement accounts. How much do I have accumulated in my 401k, Roth IRA, health savings account, and why it is essential that you start these three accounts as soon as possible. This is the easiest way for you to become a tax-free millionaire. It will just require you to set up these accounts and a little bit of discipline along the way. Welcome to the Flaming Profits YouTube channel, where we teach you how to become a more profitable investor. If you want to join the Flaming Profits community, where we teach you everything you need to know regarding how to manage your money, how to invest in the stock market, and become a profitable investor, make sure you join the community by hitting the subscribe button. I would really appreciate that from you. I'm trying to reach 800 subscribers. I would really appreciate your help accomplishing this goal. And if you want to support the channel, make sure you check out all the links in the description, where you'll be able to get free stocks, free money, just for signing up for these amazing platforms like Webull, Robinhood, and all these I use myself, and M1 Finance as well. They're going to give you $10 as soon as you get started. Also, the Discover Secure Credit Card. This is a secure credit card that got me to a great credit score. They're offering a $50 sign-up bonus, so you can't go wrong with any of these. Make sure you check them out if you're interested. Alright, let's get to the video. Alright, so let me inform you of the straight facts. You're not going to become a millionaire if you're not disciplined with your money. That is why you need to open up these accounts. This will allow you to invest without even knowing that you're doing so. These accounts will grow over time. You might be thinking, I don't want to wait 30 to 40 to 50 years to become a millionaire. But looking back, once you're 30 or 40 years older, you're going to say to yourself, man, I really should have started doing that 30 to 40 years ago. I will be in a much better financial position than having to live paycheck to paycheck like I'm doing now. We are normally not disciplined creatures, so we have to force ourselves to invest automatically without even realizing this. This is why it's important for you to set up these accounts and make sure you have automatic transfers every month, so that no matter what, money is being invested for you for your future. Why are you paying companies all this money, like Nike, paying your utilities, paying every single person except yourself? So this is important and you need to set this up. Now let's get to the video. Alright, so it all comes down right here. So we need to know the difference between a 401k versus an IRA. An IRA stands for Individual Retirement Account. A 401k is usually a retirement account that is sponsored by your employer. So more than likely, if you're employed, you have access to a 401k. But an IRA, you can start it on your own, or you don't need to rely on an employer basically. Or you can have both if you like, which is what I do. Okay, so income limits. There is no income limit to start a 401k. With a Roth IRA, you do have to make less than $124,000 if you're single. Now, how much can you contribute to this account? What's the max amount? So for the 401k, you can only contribute up to $19,500 or $26,000 if you're older than 50. For a Roth IRA, you can only do $6,000 per year or $7,000 if you're 50 or older. Now, automatic contributions with a 401k, yes, you can set up this through your employer and deduct it from each paycheck. This is what I do. With the Roth IRA, yes, you can basically just set up a transfer from your checking account on a specific day of every month. Now for costs, this will vary a lot. Sometimes they charge administrative fees or management fees for a 401k. Mine doesn't, but you have to make sure you pick funds that don't charge you a fee to invest in that specific fund. For a Roth IRA, there's no charges unless you're getting some sort of advisor on that. Investment selections for a 401k, they're determined by your employer. They might give you specific funds that they offer, mutual funds. With a Roth IRA, it's more flexible. Usually, like Fidelity, they'll let you invest into anything with your Roth IRA. Alright, so the most important thing is the tax advantage. So with a 401k, traditional 401k accounts aren't taxed, But once you're ready to withdraw the money at 6 years old, you are going to get taxed. For Roth 401ks, the withdrawals aren't taxed, so you'll be taxed on the money right now that you deposit. But once you're ready to withdraw the money, you won't have to pay any taxes with a Roth 401k. So you have to make sure you know what you want. Normally, if you're expected to make a higher income as you progress through life, and you're gonna retire once you're really high paid or higher paid than what you're making right now in salary, it is recommended for you to do Roth 401k or Roth IRA instead of just a traditional 401k. So you just have to think about this for yourself. But most of the time, you want to make sure you're doing a Roth 401k and Roth IRA instead of a normal traditional 401k. The simple reason for this is because you're gonna be taxed at your tax bracket. So if you're making less than, like, for example, $30,000 a year, you want to be taxed right now because you don't want to pay those taxes when you're making like $90,000 per year or $80,000 per year. So it makes more sense for you to pay taxes now, unless you're gonna make less income in the future, which doesn't make sense to me. And also, any return on your investment from a 401k are not gonna be taxed. It's the same for a traditional IRA. Now, let's talk about the distribution of your funds once you're ready. So, if you take out your money earlier than 59 and a half for a 401k, you are going to pay a 10% penalty. So, I would never do that. 10% is a lot of money, especially if you have millions of dollars. You can withdraw contributions to a Roth 401k anytime, tax and penalty free. The reason for this is because you already paid taxes on that money. The amazing thing about the Roth IRA is that you can withdraw contributions anytime, so there's no penalties. You won't have to pay 10%. So that's another reason why Roth IRAs are better and Roth 401ks, because if you need the money for any reason, you can take it out. But I would never do this unless you're gonna make more money with that money that you're taking out, such as buying real estate. With the 401k, you are gonna be required to take out money with the minimum amount as soon as you turn 72. The same thing for a traditional IRA. For the Roth IRAs, they're not gonna force you to take out any money. Okay, so you know the difference between a 401k and a Roth IRA. So now, what's the difference between a Roth IRA and a Roth 401k? So they're pretty similar. There's only minor differences. So after taxes are withheld, so you're gonna contribute amounts that are already taxed. That way you don't have to pay them later. There is a contribution limit for the Roth IRA. It's $5,500. It's actually $6,000 now. For a Roth 401k under the age of 50, it's $18,000. Does a holder need a traditional plan? No. With the Roth 401k, obviously you need to have a 401k account with your employer. There is income qualifications for the Roth IRA. You need to make less than $118,000. For a Roth 401k, there's no income limit. Can employers match employee contributions? For a Roth IRA, they can't, but for a Roth 401k, yes, they can. It's like the same as a 401k. Can you take out a loan from this account? This is important, especially if you want to invest in real estate. For a normal Roth IRA, you can't take out a loan. For a Roth 401k, yes, you can. Do accounts holders required to make a withdrawal at a certain age? No for a Roth IRA, and yes for the Roth 401k. Alright, so this is important. If you want to see all three accounts differences straight to the point, just take a screenshot of this. This basically explains everything. Alright, we're getting close to me showing you my account and my balances, but let's talk about the health savings account, which is the most important. Alright, you might be thinking, why healthcare? Why do I need to save for healthcare? I don't even go see the doctor. I don't even go see the dentist. But trust me, as you age, you're going to start seeing these professionals more and more. So a health savings account, the money you put into a health savings account is pre-tax. So you're not going to get taxed on the money you put in. You get more money because it's not taxed. So you'll contribute more. Then you can also invest the money that you have in the health savings account, and any single gain that you get from your health savings account are not going to be taxed. So you're putting in money that is not taxed, you're making money that is not taxed, and if you have to spend money from your health savings account for qualified medical expenses, those expenses are going to be tax-free. So yes, you heard me right. You're doing a triple tax-free. So yeah, that's like your secret financial weapon. Make sure you start your health savings account. This is a great comparison chart. So you see the health savings account here. Money in is not taxed out. You can use it for qualified medical expenses, and that money out will not be taxed. If you don't use it for medical expenses once you're 60, you can just treat it as a normal retirement account, and any withdrawals are tax-free. For the IRA and 401k, money in is not taxed, just like the health savings account, but once you take out the money, you are going to be taxed at your tax bracket. So the Roth, which is the Roth IRA, Roth 401k, money in is taxed, but the money out is not taxed. So you have to use all three accounts to maximize your potential to become a multi-millionaire. Alright, so you've been watching the video until this point, you get the special treat from me. So here's my balances, all the numbers laid out. I have about $30,260 here. The past year, I've made a 52% return on my investments. So I have my 401k here, my Roth IRA, and a retirement accumulation plan, which is just extra money that the employer matches. So these are my Roth IRA investments. You can see my total percentage gain on all these investments. I basically stick to mutual funds along with a few individual stocks that I firmly believe in. Pretty much everything is up. I'm making money on almost every single investment except like 2 or 3 stocks, but that's just because they're having a bad moment right now. But I do believe these stocks are going to be great investments for the long term. And I contribute about $300 to $400 to my Roth IRA every single month so that I meet the $6,000 limit that they place on me every single year. I already have my 2020 Roth IRA maxed out, so now I'm just working on the 2021 right now. So as you see, if you keep on doing this over time, over 20, 30, 40 years, that $30,000 will easily become more than $1 million. You just have to be disciplined and make sure that you set up the automatic transfers. That way you don't have to worry about this. So yeah, those are all my investments. As you see, the bottom ones are my worst performing stocks, but I do believe in these companies and I'm gonna invest in them for the long term. My Roth IRA specifically is set to around $7,000. Like I said, I maxed out to $6,000 from 2020, and now I'm working on maxing out the 2021 Roth IRA. Another benefit of the 401k is that along with your contributions every single month, most of the time employers are willing to match 6%, 5%, 7, 8, 9% of your contribution. So meaning you'll gain additional dollars into this account that will grow over time. Alright, so you saw my Roth IRA and you saw my Roth 401k. Now let's take a look at my health savings account. So this is an account that I barely started opening, and as you see there on my recent transactions, both you and your employer contribute, so you'll get a match on this too. So why not get the extra money? Once I reach $1,000, I'll be able to invest this money. But yeah, this is a health savings account, and I have a debit card as well that I can use anytime whenever I want to spend on a medical expense that are tax-free. Alright, there we go, subscribers. Thank you all so much for joining me in today's video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and like this video. Leave me a comment down below. If you have any questions for me, let me know something that you didn't know before and what your plan of action is. Do you already have all of these 3 accounts? Are you missing any? Do you recommend for us to have any specific other account? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you all so much for joining me in this video, and I'll see all of you in the next one. Peace.